I really hope this is set up right, because I can't see my script at all. Well, hello there! I bet you weren't expecting me to show up. It's my first long form, and of course it's a video essay. I'm just gonna call it the 50 subscriber special. That's okay. Anyways, we have a rudimentary mic set right here, and a very poor strategy to conceal my face. Trigger warning! This video obviously mentions gore. I will blur out or censor any gore shown on screen, but be aware that these topics will be talked about. Also, a very brief mention of will be talked about. Yeah. I'll put a time frame on screen when it gets to that part for you to skip it. I will admit that for this video, I got the idea from @4HP on YouTube. Please go watch their video, TikTok's escalating gore problem. It is literally extraordinary, and I thought I would backpack off theirs. As per the title depicts, there is gore on TikTok. How does this happen? Well, the concept of leniency and the normalization of deviation. I'll get to that later. You can skip to this time frame if you want to see that, but please watch the whole video, it's so much better. As per my observation, sometime around September 10th, 2025 is when I noticed my own classmates discussing disgusting graphic topics. For context, this was the time that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I know that this is a very sensitive topic, so my standpoint really quickly is that I don't support his actions in any way, shape, or form. Back to the original topic, I overheard my classmates in middle school, for the record, talking about a video they saw, and I'm attempting to jog my memory and quote them. Yeah, I saw the video. I saw the bullet go right through his neck. It's so gross. Guts and blood everywhere. This was only one instance. About 6 or so people in my class were commentating on it, meaning that the gruesome video had gotten onto multiple people's algorithm. I stayed away from the video, but it had always stayed in the back of my mind that literal middle schoolers were watching a man's life be taken away from him. The second instance is a lot more niche. I don't know if I'm using that word right, but I call it the bungee incident. More recently, a friend, and notably the same person who began to discuss the Charlie Kirk video, were talking about a video, notably on TikTok, about a woman who was bungee jumping. In this incident, on June 16th, 2026, Maria Eduarda Rodriguez de Freitas, probably butchered that, lost her life bungee jumping. But these somehow qualified instructors forgot to check her equipment, and she fell 130 feet off a bridge in Brazil and unfortunately lost her life. My classmates were describing her death in great detail, and the friend in question offered to show it to me. I thought they were joking, or maybe the video was AI, but the friend offered to show it to me, and it was indeed on TikTok, and I had to look away right before the death happened. My friend looked disgusted, but still watched it. Another small topic I want to discuss is happy tree friends, but I refuse to explain it. If you were on YouTube in early YouTube days, you know what this is. I noticed that there were uncensored clips of it on TikTok. And that got me wondering, how much more is there? Yes, you did read the title card right. At this point, it's not leniency or TikTok moderators that need to step in, but the law. This issue has persisted longer than I'm going to explain in this video, but more recently, now deleted footage from multiple accounts ranging from shock videos to burner accounts to even criminal organizations. I'm obviously not showing any of these videos on TikTok, but I'll do my best to limit the amount of detail described. Warning, this is the part with descriptions of gore and mentions of... Please, if you really just don't want to hear about that, skip to this time frame right here. Please, I don't blame you if you do. If you stayed, I applaud you. I thank you, and I'm also incredibly concerned for you. Anyways, these videos typically include clips of like attacks on people, videos of guts, and the most popular, for some horrid reason, are videos of... For the sake of my sanity, I'm not going into detail, but I'm classifying the infamous kitten vacuumer in this category. You put 2 and 2 together because I don't want to. And we are done with that topic. Thanks for listening or for skipping. Both are fine. I don't blame you one bit. These videos concern me the most, as people are recording actual and it's in the hands of not the law, but unskilled moderators and AI. Sure, the law will sometimes get their hands on these videos, but there are little to no articles, at least that I could find, about the events occurring in these videos. And while we're on the topic of moderation, let's get into the lighter parts. This, in my opinion, is the crux of the matter. For some definitions, leniency means, quoting Merriam-Webster, of mild and tolerant disposition of effect, not harsh, severe, or strict. Essentially, treating a bad situation or a person with less strict or even no consequences, if that makes sense. Another word for this is desensitization, but that's not the main topic. I kinda half made this part up, but the normalization of deviancy is when, to make it simple, imagine this example. In a classroom, there's a strict no phones policy rule. Seeing a phone will get you sent to the office. Now, one student decides to go on their phone. They get sent to the office. Then it happens again, and eventually, for some reason, typically exhaustion from putting up with it, or it feels repetitive, the teacher decides to take the phone themselves instead of sending them to the office. This sets the stage for other students that the consequences are less severe, so they keep going on their phones until the teacher loosens up so much that eventually the consequences are something very simple, like put the phone away. This is what I feel happens on TikTok and almost every other platform like Roblox or Discord, but that is a completely different conversation. But you can see that how, if this problem keeps up, Gore will eventually be allowed. Notice how I said will, not might. To say might is definitely a possibility because the page has since been deleted, but this is not to defend TikTok in any way, shape, or form. Most of the previous videos are still up. This is more of a smaller topic, but now I'm wondering why TikTok does not take down the videos of more popular incidents. To put it simply, there's no clear answer. My personal belief is that it could be to raise or spread awareness. This does not have a lot of weight to it, seeing as though that the Gore is the main issue and the actual awareness videos aren't being pushed by the algorithm as much as they should be. If you have a belief surrounding this, please put it in the comments for me to mull over later. I wrote this part in the last stretch of writing the script, but the answer is AI. TikTok uses AI moderation for the most part. And another thing I've noticed on NSFW videos and these infamous Gore videos is that they all have icky filters on them. Black and white, inverted colors, and so many more. These are all to mask the true colors of the topic and to fool the AI. That's all, and again, 4HP does a wonderful job explaining this in their video. While we put this all aside, the question is, well, there are many reasons why Gore is on TikTok in the first place. One of many is coping. Gore is a psychological coping mechanism for many, and as it distracts the brain from struggles, it can also be used as exposure therapy for people who have experienced it firsthand, and more. It makes me sad that some ways that people cope are Gore, and I truly wish the best for these people. Another reason is, again, crappy moderation that keeps it on. If you want to keep it off, this is what you can do. Parents, check your child's For You page. Please keep your children safe. This can really mess with the development of their brain. People who see it and just don't want to see it, just scroll and press Do Not Recommend. For people who want it off the platform, report it and scroll. If you see footage, please bring it up to a professional who deals with it, like the law. And with that, we're done with all the Grady topics. The end. If you watched to the very end, thank you so much. This video took such a long time to make, and I certainly did not have a great time researching this. If you liked this video, I would tell you to check out some of my other videos, but this is my first long form ever. If you want more stuff like this, subscribe and give me ideas in the comments. It helps out my channel a lot. Give me lighter themed ideas in the comments, please. Anyways, I have so much planned for this channel. Please stay tuned. Yeah, peace out. This mask is so hot, bro.